doesn't fall tonight. It spreads across the glass, across the room, in threads. Shadows learn a softer edge, sounds turn into hue. I don't hear the music first, I see it move. Nothing stays, everything suggests. This is where light becomes color, not warm, not cold. Where feeling changes shape before it's told. This is where light becomes color, slow and thin. The night dissolves to atmosphere and settles in. A cup reflects a muted blue, the floor remembers gold. Time is brushed, not counted now, precise control. The melody avoids the ground, it hovers then refracts. Like water learning how to hold what light subtracts. No center found, just motion round. This is where light becomes color, clear yet deep. Where silence learns a second voice it doesn't keep. Rainbow knew that craft could glow, that discipline could overflow, that clarity was not restrained, but color placed where it ain't. So let the night be mixed, not said. Let harmony paint what's left. This is where light becomes color. I finally see that sound can be a surface and still be free. No dark, no dawn, just tone and shade. The night remains implied.
Windows open evenly, light steps in on time. Cups are ready, hands agree, every sound aligns. Nothing left from last night's shade, nothing needs repair. The room stands straight politely and welcomes what is there. No delay, no disguise, order learns to smile. This is a bright hello to the day, clear and kind. Not a promise, not a wish, just a start that shines. This is a bright hello to the day, well composed. Every moment knows its place and gladly goes.
Laughter fits inside the space like notes within a bar. Movement finds its natural pace, everyone knows where they are.
Coffee steams with confidence, not asking what what it means.
Purpose hums beneath the joy, exact and clean. No excess, no restraint. Balance learns to celebrate. This is a bright hello to the day,
In full voice, not because we chase the light, but because we chose. This is a bright hello to the day. I can hear how clarity can sound like joy when it's sincere. I know that joy must stand upright, that play must honor form, that music laughs the loudest when it's perfectly performed. So let the lines be clean and fair, let melody obey, and watch how freedom dances best that way. This is a bright hello to the day,
strong and light.
everything in tune because it's right. No grand pause, no final bow, just breath and sound. A bright hello to the day, all around.
The night steps out of the city into colder, cleaner air. A distant light on water feels like someone's there. The wind remembers melodies older than this place. I sit and let the quiet find my face. Nothing spoken, still I know. This is where the quiet gathers like snow before it falls. Not empty, not forgotten, just listening to it all. This is where the quiet gathers, clear and wide. The calm of open distance at my side. Footsteps sound like echoes of a thought I almost had. The night feels close to nature, not happy, not sad. A simple tune keeps circling like hills around a bay. It doesn't need to change itself to stay. No weight, no fear, just cold made clear. This is where the quiet gathers under open skies. Every sound feels honest in its sight. The night doesn't answer me.
The night begins to speak when no one interrupts. Not loud enough to warn the heart, just soft enough to trust. A thought I didn't plan to keep returns without a sound, like something left unfinished, finding solid ground. Nothing asks to be forgiven, still it stays. This is where the night confesses, not in pain, not in grace, just the truth it couldn't carry through the day. This is where the night confesses, low and slow. Some feelings only know their name when they're let go. The melody remembers me before I understand. It moves the way a story does that ends without a plan. Chairs are still, the window breathes, the streetlight doesn't care. Everything that couldn't speak is finally there. No witness, no reply, just the night and I. This is where the night confesses, nothing dressed. Every word falls naturally into rest. This is where the night confesses, I finally hear that silence doesn't hide the truth, it keeps it near. Schubert knew that songs could walk from joy to ache in just one thought. That beauty lived inside the sigh, not in the answer, but the why. So let the night speak what it must, no promise made, just quiet trust. This is where the night confesses, then grows still. Not because it's finished, but because it will. No resolution drawn, no light switched on. The night has spoken and goes on. Cups align along the counter like notes before the bar. Hands move with a quiet logic, everyone knows where they are. The door swings open, answers back a step, but not a sound. Morning finds its tempo without looking around. Nothing forced, nothing late, every moment learns to cooperate. This is when the first orders find their rhythm, clear and light. Coffee turns into conversation done right. This is when the first orders find their rhythm. I can hear how routine becomes music when the day is sincere. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Milk steams in measured phrases, spoons keep honest time. Laughter lands exactly where it doesn't overline. No one lingers, no one rushes. Everything agrees that joy can live inside efficiency. No excess, no disguise, just balance, learning how to smile. This is when the first orders find their rhythm, bright and kind. Not because we planned it, but because it aligns. This is when the first orders find their rhythm. I finally know that clarity can dance a little and still flow. Mozart knew that form could play, that rules could laugh and still obey, that pleasure lived where things made sense, where elegance met confidence. So let the counter sing its part, let structure lift the heart. This is when the first orders find their rhythm, day in tune, not loud, not shy, just soon. Cups move on, the line continues, nothing's rushed, nothing's wrong. The first orders found their rhythm, and the day goes on. Hey, 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 hey. Warm hands, paper cup, steam rising in a thin line. Morning lingers on my skin like it has a time. The sleeve is soft, the cup is light, I hold it just enough. Every worry I brought in feels heavier than love.
Nothing more I need to do than feel this warmth come through.
Warm hands, paper cup, holding what I need. Not the words, not the answers, just the heat. Warm hands, paper cup, simple, honest, slow. Somehow this is more than I need to know.
The counter hums a quiet sound, milk steams, then settles down. Someone waits, then smiles once, no rush to turn around. Outside plans are lining up, inside they let me be. I don't have to name this calm, it's already me.
No reason, no demand, just warmth in my hands. Warm hands, paper cup, as the minutes pass. I don't try to keep them, I just let them last. Warm hands, paper cup, nothing to defend. This moment doesn't need to end.
Maybe comfort isn't loud or built to last too long. Maybe it's a small thing you hold and then it's gone. If the day grows sharp again, I'll remember what I felt, how something this ordinary helped me steady myself.
Warm hands, paper cup, light across the room. Every sound is softer than before.
before noon. Warm hands, paper cup, I finally see that being held by something small can carry me. The cup cools down, I don't mind, I've already had enough. Warm hands, paper cup, still warm enough. Windows fogging up again from the warmth we keep inside. Streetlights smear into soft lines like they're learning how to hide. My breath leaves a temporary mark, then slowly disappears. The room stays clear, the glass grows dull as the night draws near. Nothing broken, nothing new, just the cold meeting the warm. The window fogging up, blurring what's outside. I don't need the city sharp, I'm fine with how it hides. The window fogging up, I trace a line then stop. Some things don't need to be seen to know they're not gone. Cars pass by as muted light, sounds arrive already thin. Every movement feels farther now, like it's not meant to get in inside. The cups still hold their heat inside, the air stays slow outside. The night keeps cooling down in ways we don't need to know. No boundary drawn in stone, just temperature and tone. The window fogging up, softening the view. I don't erase the outside world, I just let it blur from you. The window fogging up, I finally feel how comfort lives where clarity isn't real. Maybe distance isn't space, but texture in the air. A way of knowing something's there without needing it clear. If the glass clears later on, that's fine. Right now I like the way the night loses its line. So window fogging up as the hours fold. Every light becomes a memory before it's old. The window fogging up, I understand. Some warmth only shows itself by the way it stands. I wipe the glass, then let it fade. It finds its way back in. The window fogging up. The door opens wider than before. Cold air follows in, coat still holding traces of where the night has been. A step, then another on the wooden floor. The day doesn't rush inside, it hesitates at the door. Something stirs without a sound. Emotion waking from the ground. These are the first footsteps of the day, soft but real, not yet bright, but they already feel. These are the first footsteps of the day, carrying more than plans or tasks or what they came in for. Coffee steams like memory, not sharp but deep. The room holds quiet expectation, half awake, half asleep. Every face arrives unfinished, every breath unsure. Morning isn't ready to smile yet, but it will endure. No triumph here, just truth taking shape in motion. These are the first footsteps of the day, weighted slow, each one bringing something they don't show. These are the first footsteps of the day. I understand that hope can enter quietly by hand. Tchaikovsky knew that mornings too could ache a little and still move through. That beauty lived in swelling lines and feelings rising before design. So let the strings breathe and fall. Let tenderness outweigh it all. These are the first footsteps of the day as light expands, every shadow learning where it stands. These are the first footsteps of the day, not afraid to carry yesterday into today. The door keeps opening, the floor remembers sound. The first footsteps of the day have found their ground.
Light outside keeps moving fast, reflections on the street. People passing, plans in hand, somewhere they need to be. Inside the glass, the air is still, shadows barely slide. I set my bag down, take a breath, and stay on this side. world can wait beyond the door. I don't need it anymore. Light outside, calm inside, two worlds passing through. One is loud and full of motion, one feels true. Light outside, calm inside, nothing pulling me. I let the brightness stay out there and keep the quiet here with me. Sunlight flickers on the wall like it's knocking in, but it softens when it lands on the room I'm in. Cups are warm, the table knows how to hold my hands. Everything I need right now already understands. No dividing line, just a gentle change of time. Light outside, calm inside, I finally see how easy it is to choose where I wanna be. Light outside, calm inside, the noise fades thin. I don't push the world away, I just don't let it in. Maybe peace is not escaping everything that's bright, but knowing when to step indoors and soften the light. If the day keeps calling out, I'll answer when I'm ready. Right now I'm letting quiet hold me steady. Light outside, calm inside as the hours bend. Every sound becomes a place I can rest in. Light outside, calm inside, I finally know that slowing down is not stopping, it's letting go. It's letting go. The sun will move, the street will change, but here I'll stay a while. Light outside, calm inside, behind the glass. A note escapes the speaker, doesn't fall, just stays. Hanging in the space between words nobody says. It drifts above the tables, moves where it wants to go, like it's learned the shape of air and decided to float. Nothing pulls it to the ground, every sound is weightless now. Notes floating in the cafe air, light enough to disappear. Not a song you follow through, just something moving near. Notes floating in the cafe air, passing hand to hand. You don't need to hold them still to understand.
dressed in light, guitar barely breathes. Every sound arrives unfinished, then quietly leaves. People don't stop what they're doing, no one turns around. The music isn't asking to be found. No direction, no refrain, just presence without a name. Notes floating in the cafe air, soft against the room. They don't change the atmosphere, they let it bloom. Notes floating in the cafe air, I finally hear that music doesn't need to stay. To be clear, maybe sound is just another way of letting silence move. A shape that passes through the room and gently proves that even after stillness ends, quiet doesn't break. It just learns a different form for our sake. Notes floating in the cafe air as the evening grows, every tone becoming part of what I know. Notes floating in the cafe air, I finally see that music can be everywhere without needing me. The last note fades, but not the space it leaves behind. Notes floating in the cafe air, still in my mind.
Quiet conversation around me, floating without a shape. Words dissolve before they land, nothing I need to take. Laughter falls then settles down, like it knows the room. Every voice is lowering, making space to bloom. I don't listen for the lines, just the way the silence sighs.
Quiet conversation around me, passing like a breeze. Not the meaning, just the sound that puts my mind at ease. Quiet conversation around me, soft and undefined. I don't need to hear the words to feel aligned.
Someone leans a little close, then pulls back again. Stories told in fragments I don't try to understand. The clink of cups, a chair moved back, a whisper, then a pause. Every sound knows where to go without a cause. No focus, no demand, just voices holding hands. Quiet conversation around me, never meant for me. Still they keep me company so gently. Quiet conversation around me, blending into air. I'm alone but not at all while they're there. Maybe we don't need to know what everyone is saying. Sometimes comfort comes from knowing life is simply playing. If the world feels far away, I sit inside this sound, letting other people's days move softly all around. Quiet conversation around me as the light goes thin. Every sound becomes a place I can rest within. Quiet conversation around me, I finally see that not being part of it can still feel like being. The voices fade, the room exhales, nothing lost or free. Quiet conversation around me, still surrounding me. The street is quiet, barely awake. Shutters lifting one by one. Sunlight spills across the floor, like the day has just begun. Chairs still empty, doors unlocked. A gentle hum, the kettle sings. I wrap my hands around the cup and feel the warmth in simple things. Nothing rushing, nothing loud, just breathing in the now. Slow morning, warm cup. Time moves soft and low. Every thought is waking at its own tempo. Slow morning, warm cup. Light across the room. I don't need to hurry, this day can bloom. Pages blank, a pen nearby. No words pressing to be said. The coffee cools, then warms again, like the thoughts
silence inside my head. Outside steps begin to pass, but I stay where silence lives, learning how to start the day with only what it gives. No agenda, no mistake, just moments I can take. Slow morning, warm cup, steam against the air. Everything feels lighter, just sitting here. Slow morning, warm cup, nothing left to chase. I let the world come find me at its pace. Maybe this is how it starts, not with answers, not with plans, but a table, gentle light and warmth held in my hands. If the hours run ahead, I'll remember what I knew. The calm was never far away, it was always here too. Slow morning, warm cup, as the room fills in, every sound arriving, softer skin. Slow morning, warm cup, I finally see the day doesn't ask for more than me. The cup is lighter, still it stays, like the quiet in my head. Slow morning, warm cup, where the day is gently led.
Light outside keeps moving fast, reflections on the street. People passing, plans in hand, somewhere they need to be. Inside the glass, the air is still, shadows barely slide. I set my bag down, take a breath, and stay on this side. The world can wait beyond the door. I don't need it anymore. Light outside, calm inside, two worlds passing through. One is loud and full of motion, one feels true. Light outside, calm inside, nothing pulling me. I let the brightness stay out there and keep the quiet here with me. Sunlight flickers on the wall like it's knocking in, but it softens when it lands on the room I'm in. Cups are warm, the table knows how to hold my hands. Everything I need right now already understands. No dividing line, just a gentle change of time. Light outside, calm inside, I finally see how easy it is to choose where I wanna be. Light outside, calm inside, the noise fades thin. I don't push the world away, I just don't let it in. Maybe peace is not escaping everything that's bright, but knowing when to step indoors and soften the light. If the day keeps calling out, I'll answer when I'm ready. Right now I'm letting quiet hold me steady. Light outside, calm inside as the hours bend. Every sound becomes a place I can rest in. Light outside, calm inside, I finally know that slowing down is not stopping, it's letting go. It's letting go. The sun will move, the street will change, but here I'll stay a while. Light outside, calm inside, behind the glass.
A chair left empty still does its job, holding the shape of someone not. The room doesn't mind that no one speaks. Silence is useful, it never leaks. Nothing urgent, nothing grand. This is a chair left empty, and that's enough. Not waiting, not missing, just being a spot. This is a chair left empty, no need to decide. It doesn't ask who sat here or why. The clock ticks politely, then stops trying. Time sits down without replying. A melody walks in, wipes its feet, stays just long enough to be discreet. No meaning pressed, just presence left. This is a chair left empty, doing its part, keeping the room from falling apart. This is a chair left empty, I finally see how nothing can be useful quietly. Saidie knew that music could be furniture, that it didn't have to move you or cure, that art could sit and not explain and still remain. This is a chair left empty, still in place. Nothing happens, and that's grace. No ending needed, no reason sent. The chair stays empty, content.
Came in just for one cup, that's what I told myself. But the chair felt too familiar, and I stayed without a plan. The clock keeps losing meaning when nothing needs to end. I stop checking what comes next and let the moment spend. No one's asking why I'm here, this place already knows. This is a song for long stays, for afternoons that don't explain, for sitting past the reason and staying just the same. This is a song for long stays, where time forgets its role. You don't come here to pass the hours, you let the hours go.
Cups are clear then filled again. Someone new takes my old view. The music never takes the lead, it just stays with you. Outside plans are moving fast, inside nothing moves. I don't feel the need to choose what I'm supposed to do.
No destination, no delay, just being here today. This is a song for long stays, for pages left unread, for thoughts that slowly settle instead of rushing ahead. This is a song for long stays, no start, no finish line. You don't notice time passing until it feels like mine. Maybe rest is not a break, but learning how to remain, letting silence sit beside you without calling it a name. If I leave, I'll take this with me, this unmeasured calm, the way nothing had to happen for it to feel like home. This is a song for long stays, as daylight thins and bends, for moments that don't announce when they begin or end. This is a song for long stays. I finally understand some places aren't meant to visit, they're meant to let you stand. The door will close eventually, but not just yet. This is a song for long stays. I'm still here.
The cup is almost empty now, but I'm not ready yet. I'll leave it there a little while, like a thought I haven't met. People come and people go, the door keeps opening. I stay right here unnoticed, letting quiet in. Nothing's missing, nothing's due, just time passing through. Between coffee refills is where I stay. Not the start, not the ending, just the space in the day. Between coffee refills, nothing to decide, just a moment sitting softly on my side. The music plays without a hook, it doesn't ask for more. A chair moves slightly somewhere back, footsteps cross the floor. Outside plans are being made, inside they fade away. I don't need to fill the silence, it knows how to stay. No reason, no excuse, just this pause I choose. Between coffee refills, time feels kind, like it's waiting without asking what I'll find. Between coffee refills, I breathe it in, not the rush, not the leaving, just being in. Maybe life is mostly this, the parts we don't name, the in-between where nothing happens, yet nothing feels the same. If I leave, I'll take it with me, this calm without a sound, the way the world slows down a bit when nothing's going around. Between coffee refills, as the hours lean, every sound becomes a part of what I mean. Between coffee refills, I finally know that I don't need to move at all to let things go. The cup gets filled, the moment ends, but something lingers still. Between coffee refills, everything is still. Coffee steam is rising slow, like it's learning how to breathe. Morning light on empty chairs, nothing asking much of me. A quiet song from somewhere back, low enough to disappear. I wrap my hands around the cup and let the room stay near.
No one's calling out my name, no direction I must take. Coffee steaming soft light, drifting through the room, every second moving gently like it has nowhere to go. Coffee steaming soft light, Thoughts keep stretching in between. Outside traffic passes by like a half-forgotten dream. The barista hums a tune. Someone laughs then turns away. All the noise I used to carry feels so far from me today. Time is wide and nothing's late. I don't mind if moments wait. Coffee steaming, soft light floating in the air. Nothing here is asking who I was or where. Coffee steaming, soft light settling me in. For a moment, this is everything I need to feel again.
Maybe life is mostly this,
Small and quiet in between,
not the answers, not the rush.
but spaces we don't see.
If I leave, I'll take it with me.
This calm I didn't plan,
A little warmth, a slower pace.
still resting in my hands. Coffee steaming, soft light as the hour bends. Every breath a little slower, every thought descends. Coffee steaming, soft light, nothing left to prove. Just a room, a cup, a song, and time enough to lose.
The cup is almost empty now.
But I'm not ready yet. Coffee steaming, soft light are all I'll let me get.
I don't arrive with a reason. I don't insist on my name. I take the shape of the room and quietly stay the same. I don't pull light to the center. I don't ask time to begin. I move like breath through the space. I'm the sound that blends in. No gesture raised, no moment claimed. I am music that blends in, not written to be found. I don't rise above the silence, I support its ground. I am music that blends in, no need to be heard. I live between the seconds without a word. I don't resolve, I don't rush. I don't arrive at a close. I circle back to the same thought in different clothes. The room keeps listening inward. The night lowers its tone. I don't become the memory, I let it be your own. No climax near, just staying here. music that blends in. I don't lean ahead, I walk beside the moment until it's said. I am music that blends in. I don't need control. I am the quiet architecture holding the whole. Not every sound must declare, not every phrase must resolve. Some are built to remain so others can dissolve. If you forget I was present, then I've done this right. I was the floor beneath the night. I am music that blends in. I don't lead, I don't bend. I stay low enough to matter and quiet enough to end. No bow, no release, just space. Music that blends in remains. Sunlight rests on wooden tables, lines of grain, the color warm. Every mark a quiet story. Nothing here needs to perform. Dust is dancing in the air like it's part of what we play. Even silence has a tone in the middle of the day. No one's looking at the time. Everything is doing fine. Sunlight on wooden tables, holding still then moving on. Nothing asking to be saved, nothing feeling wrong. Sunlight on wooden tables, soft against my hands. I don't need to name this moment, I just let it land. Cups leave rings then fade away. Someone pulls another chair. Voices blend into the room, just enough to say they're there. Outside shadows slowly turn, inside warmth decides to stay. All the thoughts I brought with me set themselves down anyway. No direction, no excuse, just this light, just this view. Sunlight on wooden tables, crossing paths with time. Every second feels unforced, every breath in time. Sunlight on wooden tables, nothing left to chase. I sit inside the afternoon and let it take its place. Maybe peace is something simple that we miss when days are loud, like the way the light just falls without trying to stand out. If tomorrow asks too much, I'll remember what I saw. Just a room, a chair, some light, and that was all.
Sunlight on wooden tables as the day leans back. Every sound becomes a part of what I lack. Sunlight on wooden tables, teaching me again that being here's more than enough. Now and then
The light moves on, the table stays like calm I didn't plan.
sunlight on wooden tables under open hands.
The chair by the corner, still warm from before. Not the one by the window, not close to the door. I sit where the room doesn't look, unless it needs to. Learning how to stay unnoticed, like the quiet does too. Nothing calling out my name, I'm okay with being the same.
The chair by the corner where time doesn't stare. Everything passes gently without knowing I'm there.
The chair by the corner, I finally see. Some places don't ask questions, they just let you be. Conversations overlap, then soften and fade. A cup gets cleared away, no scene is made.
Light reaches half the floor, stops just short of me, like it knows I'm here to watch, not to be seen.
No story I must tell, this seat knows me well. The chair by the corner, holding the room. Every sound arriving, then leaving soon. The chair by the corner, nothing to prove. I stay right where I am, and let the world move. Maybe peace is choosing where you don't need a role, a place that doesn't measure how fast you grow.
If the day demands too much, I'll come back here again, to the chair that never asked who or when.
The chair by the corner, as evening draws near. Every sound becomes softer when I'm here. The chair by the corner, I finally
that's staying in the background is its own kind of home. The lights dim low, the room exhales, nothing left to say. The chair by the corner, still here, still okay. Silence doesn't close the door, it waits politely near, like it knows it will be heard without appearing clear. The room exhales a lighter breath, no weight upon the air. Every sound knows how to bow and how to disappear. Nothing hides, nothing proves, stillness moves the way it chooses. This is where silence smiles, not deep, not grave, where quiet learns to lift its face and gently behave. This is where silence smiles, clear and kind, not the absence of a thought, but a rested mind. Chairs remember earlier laughs, now softened, not erased. The night wears elegance without demanding space. Notes don't lean into the dark, they dance then step aside. Everything is balanced here, nothing needs to hide, no tension kept, no promise slept. This is where silence smiles and sound lets go. Not a mystery to solve, just a tone to know. This is where silence smiles. I finally see that calm can be articulate and still be free. Mozart knew that light could think, that joy and form could interlink, that grace was not the lack of depth, but depth that breathed with ease, with breath. So here the night does not descend, it curtsies once and gently bends. This is where silence smiles before it fades, leaving order in the air like well-placed phrases. No solemn end, no final sign. Silence smiles and moves on.
through the glass, dust in the air, time moving slow. A wooden chair, a window seat, the world outside in undertone. Coffee steam between my hands, a page I've read but don't turn yet. Footsteps pass and fade away, nothing here I need to chase. Clocks forget to make a sound. Breathing feels a little deeper now. I'm sitting by the window, watching nothing in particular, just the quiet passing by, like it knows my name. I don't need to be anywhere, I don't need to say a thing, just a window seat at a quiet cafe, letting the day begin. Spoons against a porcelain cup, soft mistakes from a distant song. Someone laughs then lowers their voice as if this room could hear too much. Outside cars keep moving on, inside time decides to stay. I trace circles in the foam and let my thoughts drift away. No plans written in my head, only moments gently said. Oh, I'm sitting by the window, watching nothing in particular, just the quiet passing by, like it knows my name. I don't need to be anywhere, I don't need to say a thing, just a window seat at a quiet cafe, letting the day begin. Say nowhere, nothing new, just learning how to sit with time and let it move me too. No headlines, no urgency, no answers I must find, only light across the floor and a little peace of mind. I'm sitting by the window as the afternoon arrives, watching shadows change their shape before my eyes. I don't need to hurry on, I don't need to explain, just a window seat at a quiet cafe, holding space for the day. The cup is empty, still I stay, listening to what's not said. A window seat, a quiet cafe, and a calm inside my head. A page turns slowly, barely heard, like it's asking not to rush. Ink still warm against the light, every word is doing just enough. Coffee cooling by my side, steam escaping thin and shy. I read the same line twice again and let the moment pass me by.
Nothing needs to happen now, the story's here somehow. A page turns slowly and time agrees to move as gently as it needs. A page turns slowly between each line. I'm learning how to sit with what I find.
Voices soften in the room, chairs adjust and settle down. on, the world keeps going somewhere else, but not where I am now. Sentences begin to breathe when I stop trying to read. Every space between the words feels like somewhere I can be.
No ending I must reach, no reason left to speak. A page turns slowly, without a sound. The day keeps folding all around. A page turns slowly.
I finally see
that reading is another way to be.
Maybe life is written this way in pauses, not in speed. Not every chapter needs an answer, just time enough to read. If I close the book too soon,
I know what I would miss.
the quiet holding all the lines that don't insist.
A page turns slowly as light moves on, every thought becoming less undone. A page turns slowly, and I remain right where the words in silence share a name.
The book stays open on the table, the cup still warm beside me.
A page turns slowly, and so am I. I won't step into the silence, I won't raise my voice. I'm just here to sit beside you, not to make a choice. I don't change the room's direction, I don't take control. I fit between the seconds and let the moment hold. I don't need to be remembered, just allowed. I'm a song that doesn't interrupt what you're already doing. I don't pull your attention, I just keep it moving. I'm a song that doesn't interrupt, I don't ask to stay. I'm here to make the quiet feel okay. You can think, you can leave, you can stay a while. I won't mark the moment, I won't beg a smile. I don't rush the afternoon, I don't slow it down. I exist between your thoughts without making a sound. No demand, no cue, just space around you. I'm a song that doesn't interrupt your rhythm or your pace. I don't fill the silence, I give it space. doesn't interrupt the day you already had.
Espresso machine exhales a steady familiar sound, like it's counting out the seconds, keeping time around. Steam rises, fades away, then comes back again. I start matching my own breath to its rhythm then. Nothing rushing, nothing tight, just the pulse of everyday life. Breathing with espresso machine, in and out slow and clean. Every moment finds its place in the space between. Breathing with espresso machine, nothing forced or loud, just the heartbeat of the room moving through the crowd. Cups line up along the bar, waiting for their turn. Milk spins warm beneath the warm, lessons I don't learn. People talking absences, order said with ease. All of it falls into step with this gentle beat. No lead voice, no refrain, just a rhythm staying sane. Breathing with espresso machine, like the room knows how to breathe. Every sound becomes a part of what I need. Breathing with espresso machine, grounded, warm and real. Nothing here is asking me how I feel. Maybe calm is not the absence of movement or of sound, but learning how to breathe along with what's around. If the day begins to race, I'll remember this, the way the smallest steady pulse can keep you centered in it. Breathing with espresso machine as the hours turn. Every sound repeats itself until it learns. Breathing with espresso machine, I finally know that peace can live inside a steady flow. The steam fades, the cup is done, but something stays unseen. Breathing with espresso machine, still breathing with me. Jazz playing somewhere low, barely touching the air, just enough to let you know there's a rhythm here. Bass walks slow across the room, piano takes its time, Every note is careful not to cross the line. Nothing's trying to be heard. Every sound respects the words. Jazz playing somewhere low, like a thought half said, filling up the quiet without the need to spread. Jazz playing somewhere low, underneath it all, holding up the silence so it doesn't fall. Someone taps a finger once, then lets it rest. The drummer brushes time away, doesn't do his best. Light reflects on empty glass, shadows find a seat. The song knows where it belongs, underneath the beat. No spotlight, no display, just enough to stay. Jazz playing somewhere low, between the lines, not the center of attention, just a sign. Jazz playing somewhere low, I don't need to choose. Every sound is leaving room for me and you. Maybe music doesn't need to take the lead. Sometimes all it has to do is let us breathe. If the world gets loud again, I'll remember how it felt when the music stayed behind and let me be myself. Jazz playing somewhere low as the daylight bends. Every note becomes a place, the silence ends. Jazz playing somewhere low, I finally know that some of the best songs are the ones you almost don't know. The track keeps playing, soft and slow. No reason to applaud. Jazz playing somewhere low, still holding the room together long after it's gone. I could stand up, grab my coat, the door is right there. But the cup is still half full, and the room still cares. Someone asks if I want more, I almost say no. Then I smile not once and let the moment grow. Nothing pulling on my sleeve. Time can wait, I believe. One more cup, no rush, I'm not behind. I'm just giving this moment a little more time. One more cup, no rush, let the day bend slow. I don't need another reason just to stay where I am, you know. The music doesn't change its pace, neither do I. Outside schedules stack themselves, inside they slide. Steam curls up then disappears like it knows the trick. How to show up fully, then loosen its grip. No deadline in this seat, just warmth and repetition. One more cup, no rush, nothing to prove. I've already arrived where I need to move. One more cup, no rush, I finally learned that staying isn't stopping, it's choosing to return. Maybe rest is an agreement you make with time, to stop negotiating every line. If tomorrow asks for speed, I'll answer then. Right now I'm letting stillness pour again. One more cup, no rush as the light turns low. Every sound in the room says you can go or no. One more cup, no rush, I understand. Some moments aren't meant to end, they're meant to expand. The cup cools, but I don't mind, I wasn't here for heat. One more cup, no rush, still in my seat.
The window opens just enough for gold to enter slow. Dust learns how to dance again in lines we didn't know. A cup waits where it always does, but something's changed its skin. The day doesn't speak in words, it simply steps in, no announcement. Just like touches the cup, and the room agrees that morning doesn't need permission to be. Sunlight touches the cup, soft but sure. Everything that felt unfinished feels secure. The street remembers how to move, voices find their pace. Nothing rushes into joy, it takes its place. The coffee isn't thinking now, it knows what it's for. Warmth aligns with daylight, nothing more, no delay. Just today. Touches the cup, touches the cup as shadows thin. The day begins without effort from within. Maybe clarity isn't sharp or loud. Maybe it's the moment when light is allowed to rest on things that already work and say, you're ready now. Go on, stay. Sunlight touches the cup and stays, not to wake the world too fast, just to say, no echo left from night, no need to rush. Sunlight touches the cup. Enough.
The sun is lower than before, but still warm against the glass. Cups are half filled, voices low. The afternoon moves past. Shadows stretch across the floor, like they're learning how to rest. Every sound is softened here, nothing asking to be next. Even time is sitting down, letting moments settle now. This is the sound of a calm afternoon. Nothing breaking, nothing new, just the quiet finding space. This is the sound of a calm afternoon. Light and silence intertwine. Every breath feels unafraid of letting time unwind. A spoon turns slowly in a cup. Pages flip, then pause again. Someone leaves without a rush. Someone else just walks in. Outside the day keeps moving on.
Inside it learned to stay.
Inside it learns to stay.
Inside it learns to stay.
Every thought I didn't need
is gently fading away.
No more places I must be, just this room, just quietly. This is the sound of a calm afternoon. Nothing calling out my name, just the rhythm of the room. This is the sound of a calm afternoon. Warmth without a reason why. It's enough to simply sit and let the minutes pass me by. Maybe peace is always here.
We just miss it when we run,
hiding in the in-between.
after morning before dawn.
if the evening comes too fast.
I'll remember what I heard,
The softest hours of the day,
saying everything with words.
this is the sound of a calm afternoon. As the daylight starts to bend, nothing needing my attention, nothing left to mend. This is the sound of a calm afternoon, falling gently into place. Not a moment to be kept, just a feeling I can trace. The sun leans closer to goodbye. Still the room remains. This is the sound of a calm afternoon. Quiet, warm, unchanged.
Street lights blink one by one, like they're learning how to speak. Cars pass slower than before, footsteps soften when they meet. The cafe window holds the sound before it fades away. I sit right where the city starts to lower what it says. Not asleep, not alive, just a quieter side. This is where the city gets quieter, not silent, just slow. Where the noise learns how to listen and the edge is slow. This is where the city gets quieter. I don't disappear, I just stand where everything gets easier to hear. Shines, signs forget to compete. Every block feels slightly closer when it stops trying to speak. Inside cups touch carefully, outside engines sigh. Somewhere between the two, the night begins to arrive. No border, no divide, just volume stepping aside. This is where the city gets quieter, breathing room appears. Every sound reduced to something I can keep near. This is where the city gets quieter, I finally know that calm doesn't cancel motion, it just moves it slow. Maybe cities don't shut down, they just dim, letting all the restless parts rest within. If I walk home after this, I'll remember how it felt, standing where the world turned down itself. This is where the city gets quieter as the night comes through. Every light becomes a promise, not a cue. This is where the city gets quieter, I understand. Some places teach you silence. keeps going somewhere. I don't need to follow here. This is where the city gets quieter, and so do I. So do I.
I wasn't looking for answers, just a chair that wouldn't ask, a table that could hold my hands and let the minutes pass. The noise outside keeps its shape, but here it softens thin. I set my thoughts down carefully and see which ones begin. Nothing urgent, nothing loud, just space enough for now. This is a place to sit and think, without a plan in mind. Not to solve, not to decide, just to let things align. This is a place to sit and think, where time can loosen up. I don't rush the moment out, I let it fill the cup. Ideas come and gently go, like they know the rule. Only stay as long as they can still be useful. The room doesn't interrupt, it knows how this works. Silence gives the questions room before the answers hurt. No conclusion I must reach, just breathing within reach. This is a place to sit and think, where thoughts can rearrange. Nothing here demands a shape before it's ready to change. This is a place to sit and think. I finally see that clarity can take its time and still find me. Maybe thinking isn't noise, or chasing what comes next. Maybe it's the quiet act of setting things to rest. If I leave with less than I brought, that's more than enough. Some thoughts don't need to travel, they just need a spot. This is a place to sit and think, as the evening bends, every question losing weight instead of ends. This is a place to sit and think. I understand that not all answers come as words, some come as calm. I stand up lighter than before, nothing left to fix, a place to sit and think still exists, still exists.
Rain keeps tracing lines outside on the glass I'm leaning near. A quiet table, corner side, everything I hear is clear. Drops fall like they know the way down the window, slow and long inside. The room is holding still, like it's waiting for this song. No one's rushing, no one knows how gently time can go. At a table by the rainy window, I let the hours fall, watching streets turn into water, listening to nothing at all. At a table by the rainy window, I don't mind the gray. Every drop feels like it's teaching me how to stay.
Coffee rings on paper sleeves, a book that's open left unread. The rain explains what silence means better than the things I said.
Cars dissolve into the blur, umbrellas bloom then drift away. I breathe in what the room becomes when the world feels far away. Every thought begins to slow when there's nowhere else to go. At a table by the rainy window, time forgets my name. All the noise I used to carry doesn't follow me the same. At a table by the rainy window, I don't need to know where I'm headed after this, I just let it flow.
Maybe peace is not a place,
but moments passing through,
like rain that never asks permission,
just falls and tells the truth.
if tomorrow comes too fast.
I'll remember how it felt,
Sitting here watching water move,
while I slowly found myself.
at a table by the rainy window.
As the daylight bends, every sound turns into something I don't need to end.
At a table by the rainy window,
I finally see that being here right now is enough for me.
keeps falling, still I stay until the sky grows thin. A table by the rainy window, letting quiet in.
Coffee break, mind at rest, nothing buzzing in my head. The cup is warm but not alert, just steady instead. I don't scroll, I don't plan, I don't rewind. The day I let the quiet do its work and gently stay. No focus left to hold, thoughts loosen on their own. Coffee break, mind at rest, this is where I land. Not awake, not asleep, just uncommoned. Coffee break, mind at rest, time feels kind. I could stop asking questions from my mind. The music sits a little lower than it did before. Every sound has learned restraint, nothing's asking more. The counterlight hums softly, chairs don't shift around, even silence feels complete with this sound. No effort, no release, just ease. Coffee break, mind at rest, I finally feel how thinking fades into something real. Coffee break, mind at rest, nothing to do. I don't follow the moment, it carries me through. Maybe rest is not escape or turning everything off. Maybe it's the moment when you stop being on. If tomorrow waits outside, that's fine. Right now I'm letting stillness be mine. Coffee break, mind at rest as the night draws near. Every worry losing weight until it's barely here. Coffee break, mind at rest, I understand. Some pauses don't reset you, they just let you stand. The cup will cool, the lights will dim, I won't resist. Coffee break, mind at rest. Exist.
Latte foam is fading slow, circles breaking into light. Little moments I forgot find me quietly tonight. Names I haven't said in years, laughing somewhere in my head, like a song I almost knew, like something softly left unsaid. Nothing hurts, nothing stays, just echoes drifting through the day. Latte foam memories rising, then they're gone. Small reminders of the life I've already lived along. Latte foam memories, never asking why, they just float across the surface, then dissolve in time. A familiar street outside, reflected in the glass, people passing, holding days that don't need to last. I don't chase the shapes they make, I don't try to keep them near. Some things only come to say I was here. Every thought arrives the same, softly, without calling names. Latte foam memories drifting through my cup. Not the kind you hold on to, just the kind that come back up. Latte foam memories, warm but never loud, like a smile I almost missed in a quiet crowd. Maybe this is how we heal, not by fixing what was lost, but letting moments come and go without counting what they cost. Somewhere in the space between then and now and what might be, I'm learning how to let the past sit gently next to me. Latte foam memories, as the daylight thins, every shape reminds me where I've been. Latte foam memories, nothing I must prove, just the warmth that lingers before it moves. The cup is empty, still it feels like something stayed with me. Latte foam memories, soft and free. Edges soften, lines let go, the room forgets its frame. Faces pass like gentle stains, I don't catch every name. Light bends where the window is, sound learns how to blur. Nothing needs my sharp attention, everything prefers. I don't try to see it clear, I let the moment come near. Soft focus, cafe scene, nothing needs a shape. Colors bleeding into calm at an easy pace. Soft focus, cafe scene, I don't zoom or chase, I let the world stay slightly out of perfect place. Coffee rings become small moons on the wooden grain. Conversations overlap, then drift away again. I blink once, the room adjusts, or maybe I do. Every detail losing weight until only feeling's true. No headline, no design, just a blur that feels
Soft focus cafe scene as the hours thin, every sound becoming light on my skin. Soft focus cafe scene, I understand. Some moments wanna be felt before they're scanned. The room will sharpen later, that's fine.
I step inside, the bell rings once, the same familiar sound. A nod from behind the counter, before I'm even found. I don't say what I came for, no need to explain. The cup is already warming with my name. Some places learn your face without ever asking questions. The barista knows my order before I do. No rush, no reminders, nothing new. The barista knows my order, and somehow that means more. Feels like being noticed, not kept score. The machine hums the same old tune, hands move without delay. A quiet, how's your day been? That doesn't need a say. I take my seat, the usual one, by the light that stays. Everything feels easier in these small routines we make. No performance, no disguise, just being recognized. The barista knows my order and lets me be, not asking who I'm becoming or used to be. The barista knows my order, that's all I need. Somewhere between strangers and family. Maybe comfort is repetition, done with care. Someone remembering something small and showing it's there. The world keeps changing fast, this stays the same. A cup, a smile, a moment without a name. The barista knows my order as the hours pass. Every day feels lighter than the last. The barista knows my order. I finally see that belonging doesn't have to speak loudly. just right, like it always is. The barista knows my order, and so does this.
Time slows near the counter, not because it has to, but because nothing here is asking it to. Screens go dim, hands move soft, receipts curl then rest. Every sound is smaller now, doing less, doing best. No forward, no rewind, the middle holding time. Time slows near the counter where the day lets go. Not stopping, not ending, just moving low. Time slows near the counter. I don't lean in, I let the moment pass through me instead of stepping in. People step aside then stay, unsure of where to stand. Space becomes a landing strip for unplanned hands. Milk cools down, steam dissolves, orders lose their shape. Everything that needed motion already escaped. No signal left to chase, just a quieter pace. Time slows near the counter, like it found its place between what just happened and what's on its way. Time slows near the counter. I finally feel how stillness gains momentum when it's real. Maybe time is not a line, but pressure in a room. It eases where decisions end and space resumes. If I move, it speeds again. If I stay, it learns. Then nothing breaks when moments take their turns. Time slows near the counter as the evening leans. Every sound becomes intentional by being unseen. Time slows near the counter. I understand that some places teach you rest by how they stand. I walk away eventually, but slowly now I know. Slows near the counter, even when I go. The night doesn't fall, it settles in like weight returning to where it's been. No signal sounds, no curtain call. The dark just learns to hold it all. Nothing closes, nothing ends. The night just deepens and descends. This is where the night settles, not loud, not still, where every thought grows quieter by force of will. This is where the night settles into its place, not an absence of light, but a slower pace. Chairs remain, but no one moves. Time releases what it used. The clock forgets its sharpest edge. Minutes soften on the ledge. No resolution claim, just silence name. This is where the night settles past return, where nothing waits and nothing yearns. This is where the night settles. I finally know that calm is not the lack of sound, but sound that learned to go. Beethoven knew that strength could stay by holding back, by not obeying the loud demand to rise to prove. Instead he built what would not move. So here I sit inside that art, where form protects the quiet heart. This is where the night settles and does not ask. It keeps its shape by staying past. No final chord, no signal sent. The night has settled and remains. The door could close behind me, but I'm still in my seat. The night feels wide and patient, like it's in no hurry. The lights are low, familiar, nothing's calling me home. So I let the moment lengthen and play one more song. No ending, I'm delaying, just time I'm extending. This is a playlist for staying longer when leaving feels too loud, for letting the night keep breathing without counting it down. This is a playlist for staying longer. No need to explain. Some moments ask for nothing but to remain. Cups sit closer than before. Music finds the floor. Every sound is comfortable with being less, not more. I don't check the time anymore. I learn to behave when the room decided there's nothing left to say. No signal, no sign, just night unfolding. is a playlist for staying longer, where minutes soften their tone. You don't stretch the night by force, you let it be shown. This is a playlist for staying longer. I finally see that staying isn't hesitation, it's clarity. Maybe nights aren't meant to end, just too thin to let you know where calm begins. If I leave after this song, that's fine, but not yet. This one's mine. This is a playlist for staying longer. Low lights, open time. Not a reason, not a promise, just one more line. The song fades out without goodbye, like it understands. A playlist for staying longer, still playing.
Afternoon shadows on the floor, stretching out without a sound. Tables keep their quiet shape while daylight turns around. Light slips through the window frame, finds the edges of the room. Every minute leaves a mark before it moves. Nothing stops, nothing stays. Time just changes how it lays. Afternoon shadows on the floor, showing where the hours went. Not a memory, not a sign, just the way the light is spent. Afternoon shadows on the floor, soft and undefined. I don't chase them as they move, I let them pass my mind. A chair leg cuts the light in two, the clock forgets to speak. Silence learns a longer shape as the afternoon grows weak. Cups grow lighter, voices thin, the room exhales again. Everything is slowing down without an end. No rush hiding in the shade, just the shape the daylight made. Afternoon shadows on the floor, folding into calm. Every thought becomes a place where nothing's wrong. Afternoon shadows on the floor, I finally see that time can tell its story visually. Maybe change doesn't arrive with sound or speed. Sometimes it's only light that shifts its feet. If I miss the moment passing, that's okay. The shadow shows me where I was anyway. Afternoon shadows on the floor as the sun leans low. Every shape reminds fade the shadow too, but something stays for sure. Afternoon shadows on the floor were here before. Here before.
The cup is warm, but not like before. I notice it now, steam that used to rise so short is barely there somehow. I don't rush to take a sip, I let the moment stay, watching warmth release itself minute by minute away. Nothing broken, nothing wrong, just time doing what it does. Coffee cooling down like the day outside. Not a sudden change, just a softer side. Coffee cooling down, I don't mind the sound of warmth turning into calm as it settles down. And blend, conversations lose their edges before they end. The table knows my hands by now, the chair knows how I sit. Everything is slowing without asking it. No need to keep it warm, I let it be what it becomes. Coffee cooling down, still enough to hold. Every second passing feels less controlled. Coffee cooling down, I finally see some things don't disappear, they change quietly. Maybe this is how we learn to let things move, not by holding tighter, but by letting warmth loosen too. If I stayed for what it was, I'd miss what comes next. There's comfort in the cooling I didn't expect. Coffee cooling down as the evening nears, every thought arriving less severe. Coffee cooling down, nothing lost or found, just a gentle shift in time as it moves around. The cup is cool enough to know I've been here a while. Coffee cooling down, so am I. I'm not early, I'm not late, I'm exactly in between. The cup isn't here just yet, but I don't mind the space it leaves. The room keeps breathing on its own. Chairs shift and settle down. I let the moment stretch itself without counting out loud. Nothing missing, nothing old. Just time arriving slow. This is music for waiting, not for filling the time. It's for letting the seconds fall gently in line. This is music for waiting, no answers today. I don't need the moment to change for it to stay. Someone checks the door again, someone stares into their phone. I watch the steam above the bar rise, then drift alone. Every sound is unfinished, every thought is too. That's how I know this space is right. It's not asking me to move. No signal, no sign. Just patience learning how to rhyme. This is music for waiting, where nothing begins. It's the sound of being ready without rushing in. This is music for waiting. I finally see that time doesn't need a reason to sit with me. Maybe waiting isn't empty, maybe it's wide. A place where everything pauses before it decides. If the world needs more from me, I'll answer soon. Right now I'm letting quiet tune the room. This is music for waiting, as the light holds still, every breath becoming part of the will. This is music for waiting. I understand. Some moments don't arrive completed, they arrive as land. The cup will come, the door will close, but something stays. This was music for waiting, and I was okay. Cup waits where I left it, steam barely moving now. I don't reach for it right away, I let the silence settle down. Between the sip I took before and the one I haven't tried, there's a pause that feels complete, like nothing needs to slide. No sound asking to be named, no thought asking to stay. Stillness between sips, where time forgets to move. Not the taste, not the warmth, just the quiet I choose. Stillness between sips, nothing passing by, a moment wide enough to hold without asking why. The room keeps breathing on its own. Chairs don't make a sound. Every motion slows itself when I'm not looking around. I could drink, I could leave, but neither feels like now. I sit inside the waiting and let the seconds bow. No beginning, no end, just this space again. Stillness between sips, not empty, not thin. It's where the noise gives up and calm steps in. Stillness between sips, soft and unseen, like the part of the day that stays in between. Maybe peace is not the cup or what it holds inside, but the moment when your hands decide not to decide. If the world keeps asking more, I'll remember how it felt to sit with nothing happening and feel full anyway. Stillness between sips as the room exhales, every sound becoming a detail. Stillness between sips, I finally know that doing nothing for a while is somewhere you can go. I lift the cup eventually, but something stays. Stillness between sips doesn't fade.
Cafe before noon feels lighter than the day. Sun's still low, voice is soft, nothing in the way. Minutes open, pages clean, plans not written yet. The air still holds a kind of calm the morning didn't spend. Time is wide, clock is kind, nothing's falling behind.
The cafe before noon,
where the day takes shape,
not too fast, not fully formed, just finding its pace.
The cafe before noon, light in every sound. I don't need to hurry, I'm already around. Coffee pours a steady line, steam rises thin and slow. Someone checks their phone once more, then lets the moment go. Outside traffic starts to grow. inside stays the same, like this room is holding space before the afternoon claims. No conclusions, no demands, just open hands.
The cafe before noon,
still learning what it is.
every thought feels temporary, every worry is.
The cafe before noon, nothing set in stone, just a place to sit with time before it's gone. Maybe every day needs this, a pause before the run, a quiet room, a simple cup before the rush begins. If later hours ask too much, I'll remember how it felt when the day was still becoming and nothing else.
The cafe before noon, as the light grows strong, every sound begins to hint at what's coming on.
The cafe before noon, I finally know that starting slow is not the same as moving slow. Soon the room will fill again, but for now it stays. The cafe before noon, holding half a day.
Before the light decides to rise, the room will line itself. Chairs return to simple lines, nothing asks for help. A pattern walks without a face, steps equal calm. Every sound knows where it stands by following the form. No promise made, no truth denied. This is where order breathes, not cold, not kind, where every note finds purpose by its place in time. This is where order breathes, no need to feel. Meaning lives inside the rule that makes it real. The counter clears the floor, remembers how to be clean. The clock resumes its honest work between the beats. No melody seeks attention, no voice insists. Each line supports another line, and all persists. No center crowned, just ground. This is where order breathes before the day. Not silence, not emotion, just the way. This is where order breathes. I finally know peace can be built from structure, slow and low. Bach knew that freedom grew when lines obeyed what held them true, that beauty came from what would bind the many voices into one mind. This is where order then stays, no end. The night loosens its outline like ink meeting water. Streetlights melt into silver and forget how to flicker. A window reflects a question it doesn't try to ask. The air holds a softer rhythm than anything that lasts. Nothing calls, nothing replies, only motion learning how to stay alive. This is where the water listens, not to words but tone, where every sound becomes a ripple before it's known. This is where the water listens to the shape of the dark. The night doesn't speak in sentences, it leaves a mark. Time drifts without direction, like boats without a name. Thoughts arrive half remembered, then dissolve again. The piano touches the silence and lets it decide whether it wants to become music or remain inside. No insistence, no release, only moments learning how to breathe. This is where the water listens, under muted skies, where feeling moves in circles and never asks why. This is where the water listens. I finally hear that calm is not the absence of sound, but sound becoming clear. Debussy knew the music need not lead, that harmony could float without a need for ground, for force, for ending lines. He let the night design the time, so let the chord arrive unsure, let beauty linger, then obscure. This is where the water listens as the night turns blue, every note a reflection passing through. No cadence calls, no silence breaks. The water listens, and the night remains. The door opens cleanly, morning knows its role. Cups are placed with purpose, nothing left uncontrolled. No one's here to linger, no one's here to hide. Coffee stands upright again with daylight at its side. No sighs, no wait, just time that's learned to cooperate. This is when coffee becomes the point again, clear and bright. Not a pause, not a shelter, but a start done right. This is when coffee becomes the point again. Warm, precise, every sip aligned with morning light. The counter moves efficiently, hands already know what yesterday forgot to need, and today won't overthink. Melodies return to form, balanced awake. Nothing drifts without intention, nothing's late. No hesitation, just participation. This is when coffee becomes the point again. Simple and true, not because we're tired, but because we choose. This is when coffee becomes the point again. I can see how joy can be functional and still be free. Mozart knew that clarity could smile, that order didn't cancel joy, its style, that purpose danced when form was right, and morning sang without the night. This is when coffee becomes the point again. Day begins not with reflection, but with rhythm. No echo left from yesterday, just cups and sound. Coffee is the point again, and the day is found.
Soft music in the background, barely louder than a breath. Empty cups on wooden tables, holding what was left. The light outside is lowering, signs begin to glow. Inside the room is slowing down, like it already knows. Nothing more I need to say. The day has found its way. Soft music, empty cups. The evening settles in. All the noise I carried earlier is wearing thin. Soft music, empty cups. Nothing left to prove, just a quiet room and gentle sound that lets me move.
Chairs are stacked a little closer. Someone wipes the bar, footsteps fade into the street. Not too near, not far, I stay a moment longer than I planned to do, watching the day disappear in a familiar view.
No rush to close the door. I'm not running anymore. Soft music, empty cups. Time begins to rest. Every thought I didn't need is finally less. Soft music, empty cups. Warmth without a name. Not everything has to stay to feel the same. Maybe endings don't need answers, just a softer light, a place to set the day back down before the night.
tomorrow starts too fast, I'll remember how it felt
when silence played alongside sound, and nothing else was left. Soft music, empty cups, as the night draws near, every sound becomes a part of what I hear. Soft music, empty cups, I finally see that letting go is just another way to be. The door will close, the lights will dim, but calm will linger still. Soft music, empty cups, the day is finally still.
Like jazz in the corner, barely touching the room. Notes arrive like they belong and leave just as soon. No one's leaning in to listen, no one turns around. The music knows its place by staying low to the ground. Nothing asking to be heard, every sound already learned. Like jazz, no words needed, nothing left to say. The night understands the tone and lets it play. Like jazz, no words needed, no meaning to defend. Just the sound of being present until it ends. Bass walks slower than before, piano takes a breath. Every chord feels comfortable with being less. The room is full without a voice, time doesn't intervene. Everything is communicating in between. No story, no refrain, just feelings staying plain. Like jazz, no words needed, nothing to explain. Silence knows exactly what remains. Like jazz, no words needed, I finally hear that something's saying up by being here. Maybe language steps aside when rhythm knows the way, when a note can hold the night without what we say. If tomorrow needs my voice, it can have it then. Tonight I'm letting sound be sound. Light jazz, no words needed as the lights stay low. Every tone becomes a place I don't have to go. The last note doesn't bow, it just fades. Light jazz, no word needed, still plays. Words are done, the nod is given, nothing left to say. The counter hums, the screen goes dark, I step aside and stay. My hands are free, my pockets too, no choice left to make. The moment opens quietly, now that it can wait. Nothing pending, nothing planned, just space returning to my hands. This is the calm after ordering, before the cup arrives, when nothing asks for anything and time goes soft and wide. This is the calm after ordering, a pause without a name, not waiting for what comes next, just staying all the same. The room exhales in smaller sounds, a chair, a shifting sleeve. Every motion feels complete without needing to leave. I don't watch the barista's hands, I don't check the door. Everything I needed to do is done and nothing more. No list left to clear, just being here. This is the calm after ordering, the easiest kind where thought loosens its grip on time. This is the calm after ordering, I finally feel how stillness settles in when things are sealed. Maybe peace comes right after you finish what you had to say, not in the getting, but in stepping out of the way. If the world asks what I'm doing now, I won't explain. I'm letting the quiet take over before it's broken again. This is the calm after ordering. As the minutes pour, every sound knows where it belongs, nothing more. This is the calm after ordering, and I understand some moments exist only because you didn't demand. The cup will come when it's ready, I don't lean forward anymore. This is the calm after ordering, and it's enough.